Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your Soul to Soul reading for March of 2018. This channel is called The Witching Hour. My name is Michelle and I'm a witch. If you're new, merry meet and welcome. If you are a return visitor, I am very glad to see you again and thanks for coming by. I'm going to use the Sacred Circle Tarot by Anna Franklin and Paul Mason as usual. I've been flipping the cards around a little bit, kind of winging it now because I have I'm shuffling. I have my typical ones that I usually use. I have this format that I usually use, and the last few readings, Spirit has been like, nope, gonna just do a free form reading, and then it was crazy good. So I like it when that happens, and you never know, that's might happen now. But I had a feeling to use these. I didn't just pick them out of habit. These are the ones to use today. So happy March. Thank you for patiently waiting for your reading. Save the best for last. My mother was a Gemini. I love the sign of Gemini. They are very happy and upbeat people. My mom was pretty much effervescent. And she passed away about 18 years ago, 2000. And I've been feeling her presence with me lately. So I'm going to dedicate this reading to her. This reading is for you, Ma. Come in and join me. Help me read these cards. So I'm picking 3 cards to base the reading on. They are in the areas of love, security, and freedom. Those are the 3 cards I'm choosing right now. Then I'm going to clarify them, and I'm going to pick a True Love reading card by Belinda Grace, and then I will also pick a Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards. Those cards are just absolutely magical, and those are by Barbara Michael John Free and Flavia Kate Peters, and they're out of the UK. So without further ado, Gemini, let's get going. Here is the 3 base cards for your reading. And we will get started with those. Excuse me while I tweak the camera. My little fairy wand. I am a Virgo, Gemini. I am a Virgo, and I like to tweak things. If they aren't just so, you make sure everything's in here okay. I want you to see my glitter candle, too. Alright, enough fussing about. The first card is in the area of love, romantic and otherwise, but for the key people in your life. Aha! Some changes going on, huh? This is the Knight of Swords. I had a feeling I was going to get this card for you. I knew we were going to get swords, Gemini, because of you being an air sign. I knew it. I am so curious to see what the clarifying cards are going to be. Let me put my glasses on so I can see better. And take a quick peek at that. Some changes and shifting going on. I can see it. I can see it. But what is it about specifically? We'll get to it. In the area of security, this is to do with finances, food, clothing, shelter, and something meaningful to do. And the card is the 5 of Swords. And we will clarify that also. Okay, and for the area of freedom, we have the 10 of Discs. That's an excellent card to get. Excellent, excellent. That's a sign of abundance there. But tradition, I'm picking up that there were some family obligations. There were some family obligations that required a change. I almost want to say that you had to work for your family, or you had to sell your business in order to work for your family business. You had to quit your job in order to go help your family. One of you, obviously not all of you, but it almost seems as though someone had to leave their place of employment, what they were doing as a means to an end, what they were doing for income, what they were doing as an occupation, vocation, and they had to go work and help with the family business or help the family of origin finances. But it actually helped in your marriage or romantic relationships for some reason or another, because somehow this grounded you over here. That's one scenario. That's one scenario that I was getting right off the bat. Let's see what the clarifiers say. These are the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to clarify the change in love. What specifically is the change in love? And I don't know if you noticed or not that my cards are covered in glitter, because that's what I do. I'm just going to start calling myself the Glitter Witch. That one wants to come out. Oop, and that one. Oh, look, you got the same card. Five of Swords. But you got it on the relationship department. Yeah. And the change, there it is with the Fool. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Looks like you got outvoted, Gemini. Somebody outvoted you. Somebody outvoted you. And I think you're going to welcome the change. I think you're going to welcome it. If you haven't yet, you will. It's what's best for now, and it's what's best for everybody right now. And I think that is what you feel the most. You feel that it's best for everybody right now, as opposed to just you. Might not be what you personally would have chosen, but it is, you know that it feels better for all involved, and that makes you feel better individually. I don't know if it caused some quarrels with some of you. Because with some of you, I see this as being good for your relationship, the change. It was good. It gave you a fresh start. I don't see where the quarrels are coming in with the relationship, unless things were at odds before and it helped things to get better. Let's see, let's clarify the security area, the area of Five of Swords. Let's clarify that a little bit more. Definitely feel a very strong feeling about family business. And I see someone who has sold their business or is sharing it. I almost want to see two brothers. Two brothers. Oh, look at that. We get the Two of Swords. We get the Two of Swords. Oh, my word. Let me see this. The Two of Swords. I just said two brothers, and then that card came flying out. I wanted to say two brothers that you were running a business together, and I honestly, it's like, to me, it feels very even, but there was a sense on the brothers' part that they were getting the short end of the stick somehow, and he wanted compensation. They wanted compensation, and it got settled, it got settled so that it was even, or that it was reinstated as being, like emphasized that it was even, that he wasn't getting short shifted. But I think there was some contention there. That was one other scenario. Maybe they all blend in. I don't know if these scenarios all blend in, because I'm feeling family business over here. Another scenario where you had to leave, someone had to leave their job and go work for the family business. But I'm feeling over here in a different scenario, there were two brothers running a business together. It was co-ownership, and one felt that he was getting short-shifted, that he wasn't getting his fair share of things. But it feels like it evened out. It's no longer an issue. And things got straightened out. So if that resonates for you, that is for you. Now let's see what's going on with the Ten of Discs. I do see too here. I do see too here a male who, in a male-female marriage, that a male had the power position in the relationship and ended it. He actually ended it. I see legal things happening, that he divorced the partner, and that you might be the partner, and that you actually are glad that he filed. You're glad that he filed because you needed the change, and that it was very smart of you to allow him to have the power position in ending the relationship and filing for divorce, because in letting him end things on his terms, it made things much easier for you, and you just went along with it. And if that has, I feel like it has already happened, and I want to say Valentine's Day. I want to say Valentine's Day. This just happened. The divorce was final. The divorce was final, and you're glad because you knew it wasn't really love anymore. It just wasn't, and you didn't feel defeated at all. You felt like you were the one who came up winning, and you were the one who was given a fresh start. You're actually relieved and glad. I'm glad for you, because you deserve to be happy about that. And yes, there were things in the past. It would have hurt if it were longer ago, but so much time has passed that you were ready for it. And there was love there, that you did feel love, but they're not your Valentine anymore, let's just say. And you're glad. I mean, there are no hard feelings now. It's like you're just relieved. I feel that very strongly. Now back to the Ten of Discs. That was and I feel a very strong pull for Valentine's Day. That's when it ended, and you were glad, you were happy. I'm happy. I can feel happy for you. It's definitely the right thing in your life, and you're going to be very, very, very happy. Your life's going to expand very much so. And it was quite a long relationship, quite a long time. Feels and if this wasn't you, this was your parents. This was your parents. And they're in their 50s or 60s. So if that wasn't you, and you're not in your 50s or 60s, and you're watching this and you're younger, then it was your parents. Maybe that resonates for you. Not getting anything for the tradition. This is odd. I want clarification for this card here. Ten of Discs. It really factored into the other two already, so we don't have to clarify that much more. I am seeing some legalities around a will or an estate with this. Ten of Discs. Someone recently passed, a mother. And there's the reading of a will or an estate or a life insurance policy. I see the funeral arrangements. And I'm sorry for your loss if that is you. It's making me think of my mother. I did ask her to come in. It's making me think of when I was with my siblings making her funeral arrangements and the life insurance policy and all of that stuff. And that was also in February of the year she passed. I don't know what else I'm getting for that. Okay. I kind of get the inkling, spur of the moment, that I want to try the Fairy Ring Oracle cards. These are also by Anna Franklin and Paul Mason. I'm still looking at those 10 of discs. You know what? I'm going back to those two brothers here with this Two of Swords. And the one brother who knew things were on the straight and narrow saying, hey, you know, things are on the up and up and there ain't no two ways about it. You really did get your point across, so that's good. Let's see what, let's clarify. Let's just pull two and see what they say. I'm just going to pull two. It's my feeling, so I'm just going to go with it. And there it is. Cards flying all over the place. Let's see then. We have, excuse me, the Knave of Spring, Titty Mun. This is a good card. This shows good fortune. This shows good fortune. This is clarification for that person who left their job and went to work for the family business. It shows good fortune also for the woman who got the divorce, but it's in general, it's good fortune for everyone watching this. I'm going to see what the other card says after looking into this. Before looking into this any further. Let's see how they tie. Oh, look. Oh, my word. The Leprechaun? Talk about good fortune. Aren't you glad I pulled these two, you guys? I almost feel like I was going to say St. Patty's Day, and I may as well have. I should have. This was this one. I kept seeing St. Patrick's Day, and then what do I pull but the Leprechaun? Which is the Two of Spring. This is, you know, this is a boon. Everybody knows that the Leprechaun is like the sign of good luck, and it's right next to the money. Wow. Wow, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. I have goosebumps. Somebody is coming into a lot of money. A lot of money, a boon. Just a stroke of good luck. That is wonderful. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Let's see what the True Love reading card says. Like, what relationships and true love message is being shown to us by Spirit right now in the universe within all of these circumstances going on? What is the love message and what is the relationship message to ourselves and to one another? Because there are so many family dynamics going on right here. So many. This is really cool. This is really, really cool, you guys. And I just want to say, it's like where you lost something, something else was given to you. And nothing ever replaces a person. But it's just showing how things are like balancing out, you know. I still have goosebumps all over my arms. Commitment, look at that. How beautiful. The two swans, they mate for life. This is absolute true commitment. What is going on here? You're getting new love coming in. There is new love coming in for you guys. And someone's coming into a lot of money. You do not pull the leprechaun card for nothing. Let me tell you, it is not for nothing. That is a boon. That is a boon. The commitment, the family commitment, the ties that have been recreated, the losses are forgotten. The losses are forgotten. The family inheritance that has come in, and I want to say that I see someone talking about telling stories and writing a book. There's someone who has written a story about their life. A gentleman. A gentleman. He's either an orator, or he writes books, or he's an orator. And he literally carries on the oral tradition of storytelling in his family. A lovely older gentleman, and I can see him gather family gatherings, very old-fashioned, very traditional, lovely person. An anniversary, like a golden, a 50th, or a golden, or this was, it would have been the golden anniversary, and he is widowed, or he's passed, or he himself is passed, and there is an anniversary of his passing, or some kind of family get-together. There is a publication of this man's words. I'm telling you right now, the family tradition, I am covered in goosebumps. The family tradition is being... The stories that were told by this gentleman, by this lovely gentleman, is being published. There's a little book being published. It's not a huge publication, but it means everything to this family. Everything. All the stories that are being told, all your legacy, are being told in this beautiful little booklet. Oh my word, I am covered in goosebumps about that. Covered in goosebumps. Oh my goodness, that's lovely. Let's see I'm going to draw a Witch's Wisdom Oracle card and see what the overall magical energy, the message from Spirit about what this magic is all about and the purpose of it. And maybe we're asking, well, what should I do with all of this? There's somebody's asking, what should I do? Let this be the advice card from Spirit. This is the advice card from Spirit. Ooh, that lovely family card was just gorgeous. And I just saw, in my mind, I saw the movie Rear Window with Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. And the woman they look at in the apartment building, who they call her Miss Lonely Heart. She's not going to be lonely anymore. She finds someone. At a very critical time, too. And I was getting this feeling when I was looking at the card just now as I was shuffling. So, Miss Lonely Heart, if you're a fan of that movie, you're going to meet someone at a critical time, unexpectedly. It's very nice and sweet. It's nothing that's going to bowl you over. It's nothing too dramatic. It's nothing. It's very nice. It's just what you need. It's just what you need at this time. It's for comfort. It's comforting. It is romantic, but it's not necessarily... You'll start off as friends, but you'll still feel some kind of attraction, but it won't be too much too soon. It will be just enough just when you need it. And that's for you, Miss Lonely Heart. All right, here's the advice from Spirit. Death. Oh, dear. Just what I was thinking, that someone had passed. Someone had passed. This lovely gentleman either passed or his wife did. They're all celebrating what would have been their golden anniversary, or they're celebrating his passing, and this publication of this lovely book is coming out. There's the passing of the mother over here, or at least my mother was coming through showing me that someone has just passed. Someone's mother has just passed, just like her. Oh dear, my goodness, all this family legacy is just overwhelming. These lovely families. Let me read these from the book if you want. From the fairy ring. The Knave of Spring, Tiddymun. And I turned right to it. The Two of Spring, the Leprechaun. I'll just start there. When the leprechaun appears in your cards, he indicates material gain in the form of lottery or gambling winnings, competition prizes, gifts, legacies. Legacies. Look at the word right there. Right there. Right there. Can you see it? Legacies. I was going to say lottery too. Windfall, other unexpected windfall. Whether the leprechaun's gift is large or small, you must be careful how you use it. Otherwise, it may lose its charms or disappear as fast as the fairy gold that turns to dust and withered leaves when the sun rises. So, there it is. Proof positive. Proof positive. Now let's see the Knave of Spring. Here he is. Here he is in the book. Tiddymun. The divinatory meaning. When the kindly Tiddymun appears, he heralds success, though not of a material nature, and satisfaction in a job well done. I am covered in goosebumps. He represents a helpful friend and innocent pleasures. Tiddymun may represent a real person in your life, a charming young man who is romantic and idealistic with old-fashioned ideas of chivalry and gentleness. I'm covered in goosebumps. This is the chivalrous. I feel that it's an older, it may be the woman who's divorced, but older, I mean, just to give some kind of reference to age. I don't see anybody as being old or young, but okay. Older, more mature, new person, but it feels like it feels like it's her young man, as if she were young again. Her new beau, but it isn't that quite that romantic yet. They're just friends, but he's just a lovely, charming, sweet person. Sweet person, very gentle, will treat her very well. Very well. And this also reminds me of this older gentleman who is an orator and wrote the stories, or possibly this man is also a writer. I don't know. But this older man who wrote the stories, who had the oral tradition in his family, has the same qualities as this man here. Same qualities as this man here. This woman, all these stories are crossing and overlapping each other. This woman could be thinking, this new man reminds me so much of my father, and he was the loveliest man in the world. And that makes me feel connected to my father, and that I was fortunate enough to marry a man just like him. That, oh my gosh, I am covered in goosebumps. Whoever that is for, I am very happy for you. And and I'm seeing this family in this publishing this book. I don't know what to say. This is crazy how these messages just came in. Let me see if I'm gonna pull a crystal card and see how we should work with this energy. I feel like it's almost like good luck. Like there's going to be a good luck crystal. So I'm shuffling it now. These are the crystal cards by Rochelle Sharman. Just was checking the time there. Okay. I should have shuffled on the screen, but that's okay. Okay, I'm cutting the deck. All right, I'm ready. I'll just do it up here. I don't typically like to do that, but okay. It's this one. And it is emotional healing. Oh, just perfect. Awakening crystal. This is a master teacher card, if you can see it up here. Master teacher card, the awakening crystal. Emotional healing. For the couples who are meeting new partners, emotional healing from the passing of family members. And again, I'm sorry for your loss. And then the anniversary. There's some kind of anniversary of either a passing or a wedding anniversary in the whole family oral tradition thing. This publication, the two brothers, there's healing in the situation. It's almost, it got completely neutralized. And you can move on from it. And the emotional healing that came from this person who was at odds about leaving his own work and his own lifestyle and having to go work the family business. I almost want to say, did he leave, was it his family business or his partner's family? That he went to work for his partner's family. And he kind of got outnumbered, outvoted, but it's for the best of ever. It is a good change. It is a good change. There's nothing wrong there. And then that's the emotional healing there was in the, he may have had to give up his way of doing things or what he was thinking about the way his life was set up. That's what it was, how his life was set up. And it healed. The emotional healing is coming through. I already feel that it's happened. It's almost like with every scenario here, Gemini, that the healing and everything has already happened. It feels that certain. So if it hasn't, I just wanted to tell you that being empathic, I can feel it all emotionally inside of me. So it feels as though everything is, it's done. It's done. So if you were wondering is how things were going to turn out, how it feels to me inside here emotionally, being empathic, feels like it's already done. That's how certain it is that everything's okay. It is okay. Not will it be okay or it's gonna be okay, but it is okay. There you go. I mean, that's a lot of certainty that I can feel from spirit, and that's no speculation. That is no speculation. If you want, I can read the little snippet for the Samhain card, which talks about death. Just as I was talking about the funeral and I pulled that card. A way to honor our ancestors. You might, I wonder if it will say anything about Ireland at all. Because I haven't even read this card yet. I just recently bought this deck. And I'm taking it very slow. Sometimes I devour a deck of cards and I read all the material. And sometimes I take it very, very slowly. So for the death card, this is about Samhain or Halloween, you know. You have been avoiding death. Change is afoot. Just like the Knight of Swords. And you have been desperately clinging on to your old self, all of that which you know too well, for fear of losing your identity. Like the person changing from one business to the other. You must understand that to die to the old will escalate you to where you truly desire to be. Time to let go, to surrender, and accept that death is never final. It is simply a portal to rebirthing into the next and glorious stage of the cycle called life. Death appears before you now in the form of Samhain, a time of connection and reflection on those who have left this world for the other, and to look at where you have journeyed from and to during the wheel of the year. I'm covered in goosebumps. The reflection of that family and their legacy and heritage and the oral tradition. The goddess in her triple form has become the crone, and you are invited to draw on her wisdom from deep within. I just thought of my mother when I read that. And I could hear her laughing. Her saying that she was a crone. The goddess in her triple form has become the crone, and you are invited to draw on her wisdom from deep within, as she cradles you during the dark months to come. This is darkness as far as meaning going within, and contemplation and reverie, okay? Not dark as in bad. But on the wheel of the year, they're talking about the seasonal dark of the coming winter months. So as the crone cradles you during the dark months to come, the reflection and the reverie, she will protect and guide you through this period of the dark night of the soul, if you are grieving. And you will emerge wiser and more powerful than you could ever imagine. I'm feeling a lot of strength coming to you from this card and from these words for the people who are having to move on after the loss of a loved one and after the loss of their way of living and the loss of their marriage and their past, really. Their past, their history. The witch's foresight for this card is to let go of old patterns and behaviors. Take a risk. Fear is preventing your experience of freedom. Embrace your croning years and step into your wisdom. And I was saying about the older people and older couples, embrace your wisdom. And don't let fear stop you, especially Miss Lonely Heart. And I'm not making fun of you, I'm just saying that you have the energy of this character in the movie. And she was very sweet and a lovely woman. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Let go of old patterns and behaviors. Take a risk. Fear is preventing your experience of freedom. Embrace your croning years and step into your wisdom. Or it could be that a death changes your outlook. In the reflection aspect of it, the reflection of after a loved one has passed, I'm not feeling, except for the person preparing in the funeral arrangements, yes. The whole perspective has changed. But I'm seeing more happy reflection and love and grieving, yes, and sorrow. But more of how it felt for my mother, which is why I felt her energy coming through. It's a happy reflection or a reverent one. So about Samhain, this festival of the dead is when we honor our ancestors. The veil between the worlds of dead and living is at its thinnest. We celebrate death as a part of life. As we journey into the dark night of the soul, this is the time to burn in the cauldron of Caradwyn our paper of regrets, dying to the old you and transforming into your next experience of you in this life. Paper of regrets. There's a practice that I do, and I don't do it often enough, and I'm going to suggest it to you right off the cuff, just because I feel like I should, is if you have a cauldron or a fireproof container, that each and every day, or at least maybe once or twice a week, you set the time as to how often, but at night, I would take in the day, during meditation and reflection, think about what it is you would like to say goodbye to, what you want to say goodbye to. Because too often when we lose someone, it's because we don't want to say goodbye. And it makes us feel powerless and sad and abandoned. And I'm thinking about, it's very empowering to think about those things that you do want to say goodbye to. And to say goodbye to one thing at a time, one thing, and let it kind of come up from you and say, okay, I'm tired of, I would like to say goodbye to criticizing myself. Write it down. Say to yourself, say goodbye to, and what you write down is self-criticism. You fold it up. And at the end of the day when it's dark, that you light this paper on fire, preferably with a black candle, but it doesn't really matter. But black absorbs negative energy. And so when you have a black candle, it absorbs the negativity of what you're burning. And it takes it away from you. That's my point. So if you don't have a black candle, it will work just as well, I promise. It's your intention that counts. But when you can add colors and things like that, other elements to make it a more engaging sensory process of doing this, then do it when you can. So light this paper on fire. Just for example, like I said, I'm saying goodbye to self-criticism, and you light it on fire and you put it in a fireproof container, an ashtray, a little cauldron if you have one, anything that's fireproof. And you watch it go up in flames and sit there watching it with the intention of making a commitment to yourself that you're saying goodbye to that for good. And now you mark my words that that aspect of your energy does start to dissipate and go away and evaporate. Now watch for it. If you're setting the intention consciously, it will dissipate. And if you need to refresh it, do so. And this is why it's important to do one at a time. One at a time. You can write down one at a time. Write it down each day or however many days. Write it down. Write one down. And then a couple days later, you write another one down. And then you have a bunch on a piece of paper. And then you can burn them all. But you've been looking at them and contemplating them for a while. And then you're ready to let them go. And you can burn them like that. I actually made a video and it's called Bye Felicia. So if you want to look at my playlists, it's under the playlist of Soul to Soul readings, and it's called Bye Felicia. It's a banishing ritual of negativity. And you choose what you're saying goodbye to, and it will be more empowering. So, Gemini, I'm going to leave you with that, and I will say goodbye for now, but not for long. I will see you probably in a week or two. I'm going to do some love readings. So thank you for your patience, and God be with you in all of those things that you're experiencing right now. And I wish you much love in all of that's transpiring in your life. If this reading resonated for you, go to the drop-down box below this screen, and you'll see links that lead to my Etsy shop, where you can purchase a personal reading with me, a link where you can donate to this channel. Everything is in the drop-down box below this screen. Book a personal reading with me, donate to this channel. And thank you so much for joining me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon, Gemini. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, please. And that way you'll be notified of future readings. Every time they come up, you'll be notified. So you take care, Gemini. From my soul to yours, much, much love and brightest blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.